What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today on the guillotine, we got disgraced former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen. He's in the news again. I don't know if it's because he had a book come out and he wants to get some publicity, but things aren't really going that well for him. So we're going to give this a little shot right here. We're going to go all the way back to a year ago with an interview he did on Good Morning Britain. Let's check it out.
I just want to begin by reflecting on your recent autobiography titled Disloyal. You described the former president as a cheat, a liar, a fraud, a bully, a racist, a predator, and a con man. In response, Donald Trump says you're a rat. Are you just bitter and disloyal?
I don't think so. I think that everything that I have said so far has been proven to be accurate. When I call him a racist, we all know.
The former president has always denied being a racist. You know, he points to a lot of his supporters who are people of color. I mean, what evidence do you have to say, or do you have to show from your time with him that he said or did racist things?
Well,
What do you think he's going to say? Probably nothing great. I'm glad that this journalist pushed back on him because most journalists don't. So there might be, a few that are still legit journalists. But let's see what he says. Probably nothing great. Probably nothing of substance. I love that he pushed back a little bit. He's like, we know he's racist. Just assuming that he's going to get a softball journalist who's just going to just agree to every, nonsense TDS claim that people make.
Spell that out in the book. For example, when Nelson Mandela
In the book, buy my
had
book.
passed, he turned around and he called the country. On top of that, when he would comment things to the extent that name a country or even a state that's run by someone who's black, that's not. You let me know. I said, well, at the time, President Obama was president of the United States. I said, America? And he turned around and he goes, shut up.
So you believe Donald Trump has a problem with black people?
I think Donald Trump has a problem with all races.
Has a problem with all races. What does that even mean? So he hates everybody? This guy's crazy. Maybe Trump was rude to this guy because he was an employee of his, which I doubt because, all accounts from what everyone's probably heard on our side is that he's super great to his employees, but maybe Michael Cohen was just not a great lawyer and he just didn't really like him and he was rude to him sometimes because he was, giving him what he deserved. I don't know. But I find it hard to believe, but we'll continue.
So why then do you think he has such a strong support among these groups of people?
Well, what group does he really have the greatest strength with? It's basically the Southern White Christian Coalition,
Nazis.
the evangelical group.
The
In
whites.
fact, if you look at the rallies, you'll see that there's very little diversity.
It's all whites.
And
False.
there's always the same
False.
2 or 3 black men and women that are there, and that's because they're paid actors.
2 or
They're
3 paid actor black people. This is look at him, straight face. I guess he's a lawyer, so but this guy is just 2 or 3 paid actors, the same 2 or 3 paid actors, when we know who had paid actors at their rallies.
to be there.
Let's talk a little bit about loyalty, because we saw you break that trust that you once had with him, and you testified under oath that he told you to commit financial fraud whilst you were a senior executive working for the Trump organization. The judge overseeing the case, if he believes you, then
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if you're a good New York lawyer, you probably would do that.
the consequences will be severe for Donald Trump.
The consequences are what the consequences are. It's called accountability. I suffered accountability.
Yeah, you went
would
to
suffer
jail.
accountability. Anybody else would suffer accountability and would have already suffered the accountability. Donald Trump has somehow managed to evade accountability his entire life.
Somehow. That's weird. Maybe because they were unjustly targeting him and trying to plant stuff on him and make stuff up and change laws to get him somehow. Like he's like it's some big mystery. Oh no, how did it happen? He's like Teflon Don.
Except for now. All of a sudden, everything is coming to a head.
Oh,
and
it
yes,
sure is.
he
This
will
was a
be
year
held
ago,
accountable.
remember?
I didn't walk in and testify. Just so you understand, I was subpoenaed to come in and testify. And unlike so many in Trump's orbit, I fulfilled my legal obligation and I went in and I testified.
Do you want to see him locked up?
I don't. I said this the other day as well, and it shocked quite a few people. I want him held accountable, but I have great
Accountable for
concerns that if in fact Donald Trump is locked up in an institution, that he would sell or give away national security secrets for a bag of tuna or a book of stamps.
What?
My bigger concern is the protection and safety of America. So let them put him under a very serious home confinement situation, but to put him into an institution. Remember, for 4 years, he was briefed every single day on national security issues. I care more about America than I do about seeing Donald Trump behind bars.
He said following that testimony that you gave in court that you're a proven liar and a criminal. He also said he never directed you to do anything wrong. Is that true?
No. So one of the things that he was trying to do,
smiling,
he believes,
he's smiling.
or his counsel has advised him that if they try to discredit me and they're successful in doing that, that the judge would be required to dismiss the case. How could we possibly have a case that is predicated on somebody who doesn't tell the truth, someone who's a liar? Well, everything that I had said was accurate.
Your credibility and reliability is a line of attack, not just for Donald Trump, but also his lawyers. They point to the fact that you were convicted of lying to Congress. So why then should anything that you say right now be believed?
What was the lie? The number of times that I claimed to have spoken to Donald about the failed Trump Tower in Moscow. 3 versus 10. If anybody thinks that that's going to prevent me from being a credible and reliable witness, I would dare anybody to say that they would not turn around and just make this statement, okay, you wanted 3 versus 10. It was de minimis either way. Why he wanted 3, I don't know the answer. But that's what he wanted. And I was deep in the cult. I was knee deep into the cult of Donald Trump, very much like his lawyers right now. So he wanted 3. I said, okay, 3 it is.
That's extraordinary. So you see the people around him and this support system that he has similar to a cult?
It is a cult. It is the cult of Donald J. Trump, including all the...
Oh, you know the cult that booed him whenever he tried to promote the vaccine? You know, that type of cult.
These MAGA supporters, they don't know him. They don't understand that Donald wouldn't cross the street to urinate on them if they were on fire.
So how do you then feel about the prospect of Donald Trump again being reelected? How worried are you?
Yeah, that's a real problem. Ooh. It's not only a problem for me, for journalists, for judges, for anyone that unfortunately Donald has ire towards. This could be a real problem, not only again for us, but also for America's democracy and the future of this country.
What will you do?
I'd leave the country.
Leave the country.
There'll be a lot of people who will watch this and say, okay, listen, Michael, you've clearly had a falling out with Donald Trump. Isn't it a little bit dramatic saying you would pack your bags and leave the country should he be re-elected?
Why should it be? I'm telling you that I fear for my safety. I fear for my life.
For his safety, for his life? Oh, yeah.
You don't know Donald Trump.
The big assassin
I do.
Guy.
And Donald Trump, don't listen to my words. Listen to his words. He will exact revenge on anyone that has done him wrong.
Put out a hit.
There's a lot of
Michael
people
Cohen.
on that list. It's not just me. It's judges, it's
hit.
lawyers, it's citizens, it's prosecutors, it's Congress members. He will exact revenge on anyone and everyone that he's capable of.
You would consider seeking asylum in a foreign country?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Can we talk, if we may, about the emotional impact this has all had on you? I think.
All right, that's enough of this right here. The Hill's got Michael Cohen says he'll leave the country, change his name if Trump wins. This was not that long ago. This is 9/25. I guess he's been saying this. He said this is what he said on Tuesday, which is around September, so a couple months ago. Michael Cohen, former President Trump's ex-personal attorney, said Tuesday that he plans to flee the country if his former boss wins in November. I'm out of here. I mean, I'm already working on a foreign passport with a completely different name. This is crazy. I didn't even read all this before. I don't know how it's going to work. As far as dealing with my wife and my children, he continued, I certainly don't want them moving to where I'm looking to go. Where he's going to go to one of those type of countries, third world country. Cohen has made his way to the top of Trump's enemy list in recent years, a stark reversal from his previous role as former president's fixer. Yeah, and then you turned on him, and then you went to jail. So the ex-attorney turned on his boss and served 3-year sentence after pleading guilty to federal campaign finance charges and other crimes. He maintains that he committed some of the crimes at Trump's direction and testified to that effect as a star witness in New York's hush money case earlier this year, which we all know how that turned out. The trial centered on false business records related to a payment made around the 2016 election to silence a porn star about her alleged affair with Trump years prior. Returned a guilty verdict, making Trump the first sitting or former president to be convicted in a criminal case. Well, we see how that went. Not great for him. And then he was in a little bit some other stuff. Donald Trump's former lawyer right here we got from MSN. Not a great news source, but here we are. Trump's former fixer, Michael Cohen, in screaming match at exclusive Casa Capriani club after wife rudely insulted. Oh, how could she be rudely insulted? Donald Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, got into a wild screaming match at the ultra-exclusive Casa Cipriani a few months ago, source tells. Page 6. Spies. They got spies right here. Spies say the president-elect's former fixer was having a quiet drink with his wife, Laura Schusterman, on the terrace at the downtown private club when they were heckled by the guest of another member. They're over here getting heckled. Look at this. Just look at this face. Look at her too. Man, they are just wet with rage. Some mafia type guy yelled something to the effect of, "Your wife must be a whore because she's sleeping with a rat." Accurate. Cohen, who famously has a short fuse, went into meltdown mode. Oh, Cohen's membership at the club is no longer active, says a source. Oh, must be hurting on cash. Annual fees of the elite private club reportedly cost $3,900 a year. That's probably not that much. He lost his in defense of his wife. Okay, that's good. He defended his wife. I appreciate that. But, you know, they were very loudly screaming at each other. Manager yelled back at them. Because your wife's a whore. She's sleeping with a rat. Accurate. So, we got the icing on the cake right here. Michael Cohen. I don't know why he decided to go live. I don't know who told him this was a good idea. I guess he was. I don't know if he was live with someone else. Welcome to the 10 p.m. hour show. I guess he thought, I don't know, that things were gonna go better than they did. But let's check this out.
No problem. Wow, genius you are. Can we stop with that? I appreciate it. I don't like the stupid turkeys.
Sure, you don't like the turkey.
Let's just knock that stupid shit off, please. All right.
Knock it off. Hey, knock it off.
And then the following day, get that through your dumb heads. The following day, I turned around and I said, I did. I said I was leaving. And then the following day, get that through your dumb heads. The following day, I turned around and I said that there's no chance in the world that I'm leaving my country. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there's no way. I told you. I said the next day, I'm not leaving my country. But he's obviously been saying that for a year, because in the other interview we watched, which was a year ago with somewhere in Britain, he said it then. So he's obviously been saying it for a year because he probably assumed, like a lot of people on the left, that Trump was going to lose, and he didn't. And now he's backtracking because he didn't think there was going to be any accountability, I guess, to use his word. But here we are, and then he's just getting massively trolled in his live stream. I don't know what he thought was going to happen in his live stream. I don't know if he thought he was going to be more popular, if he was going to go sell a lot of books.
I'm not leaving anyway. You leave.
You leave.
This is my country.
I said I was going to leave you. No, you leave. It's my country.
And I have every right.
I'm full of shit.
Every single right.
I have every right to be full of shit.
Stop so we can.
My wife's a whore, sleeping with a rat.
All right, 2 seconds. I'm going to end up blocking this idiot.
He's
no
not
problem. Wow.
He's not having a good time. Well, that's going to do it. Please like, subscribe, and stick around for the next one.